everybody, this is Abby with Scrap and Abby, and I wanted to share kind of the early design process, creative process for me. I am working on a custom order for a client of mine who's also a friend, of course, and I'm going to be altering this metal chalkboard that I found at Target. So before I get to showing you, I need to kind of unbury what I've done. So the color palette she wanted me to work with are purples, especially deep purple, kind of creams, and a touch of some burlap. So of course I love that color palette, especially the purple part. So this was a lot of fun to kind of pull these items together, and I kind of pulled some things from my own personal purple hoard stash. So I want to kind of just document this and share with you guys how I'm going to be altering this metal sign. So what I gathered, and for people who are new to my channel, how I typically start is I just kind of have the idea what the project's going to be, and then I get the color palette or the theme, and then I just kind of go around my craft room and I kind of shop my room, and then I kind of pull things out that really inspire me, different textures, colors, things of that nature. So not everything you see here is going to go on this item, of course. I pull some things out, sometimes I'll add things in that I don't already have on my table when I begin. Just to explain that. So I just gathered some different crinkle ribbons from 3 Girl Jam. Regretfully, Julie no longer has her shop out of her home, but that's where these are from. So I wanted to mention that just in case anybody has some from past purchases, and I was on her design team as well. This is just some gorgeous purple, you know, ribbon trim that I've had for quite some time. I bought this from it's from a Zibbet shop. I think it's Suhafa or Suhafafu. I'm not sure how you say your name. I apologize. I've had this for quite some time. That's from my personal stash. And I also purchased this as well. And I love just kind of the size of it and the texture. So I have a vision of using that. We'll see. These are some different trims. I'm not sure which one of these I'll use, maybe a couple of them, just to kind of bring in some fun textures and some more of that kind of cream base that she's looking for. I grabbed this for making memories just because of this here, but then I found the two I just showed you, so this may not even be used at all. And then I picked up just a couple different trims that are specific for this project. This is a really nice kind of a cotton looking, actually what is this one? Polyester, excuse me. This is a polyester, and it's a really nice kind of a cream color, and this is a deeper purple, and I love the texture on those ribbons. So pretty. Those are from Walmart, so those are really cute. And then I'll explain why I got the clothespins in a moment, but I grabbed just a pack of these. These are from Walmart as well. And then these are 2 clothespins that I altered, which I've shared in prior videos before. But these are 2 that I kind of just held back for myself. But I'm going to incorporate these into the project just so she kind of has something personal for my my collection as well that I've made. So there are those. And then I have just a couple skinny washi tapes because I'm thinking of maybe putting some on one side of those clothespins that I shared with you, the plain ones. This is just a strand of some, pearls, that obviously faux pearls that I got from Michael's in a recent haul. I love that color. I think I might, just use a few of these just to kind of drop in as some extra pops of color. And then these are just a collection of some flowers I've gathered. Some are from Mona Me Gabby, some are from various Zibbet and Etsy shops online. I just kind of like the color palette. And then as far as the actual item I'm altering itself, sorry for the glare, I can't really help that. This is just a metal display board. It's actually, it has like a piece of, oops, it's on my face, a piece of burlap on here, and it's intended to hang as a chalkboard. So I kind of liked the base of this, and what I'm going to be doing is covering the chalkboard because my client wants to have something to hang in her cubicle at work that she can, either use push pins or, clothespins or something to hang up photos of her daughter. So I thought this would be like the perfect size, nothing too big, and then it's manageable. And I love the fact that this was on the bottom, because I have a really cool idea I think I'm going to incorporate into that. So that's basically the inspiration for the project is that. I'm going to be covering the chalkboard piece by using some of this just foam core I got from Dollar Tree. I cut it apart roughly. This was a manageable size on my craft desk. This is just a piece of chipboard that I've had, and then this is just a little bit of some of the burlap that I purchased from Joann's. Oh gosh, I don't know, probably 3 years or so ago when it first came out. I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of start the project, and I was going to do a process video, but I have to kind of do some things in between this, so I won't be able to do that. I'll try if I can, but I may not be able to do that. I just want to kind of put that out there. But I will be stopping as I'm doing different things. I will show you how I'm going to be using these items to cover the chalkboard, just in case you're curious. So I'll come back on and do different, you know, stages throughout the project, but I won't have a continuous process like I wanted to do. So I'll be back in just a little bit with the initial stage of covering up the chalkboard with these items right here. See you in just a little bit. Okay, so I thought I'd go ahead and check back in. So what I've done is I just pulled a piece from the DCWV, the lavender stack, I think is what it's called. It's my most favorite one from them, obviously, because I'm a purple girl. So I just went ahead and measured off a piece to cover up that chalkboard because I wanted a little bit of a margin when I put my burlap piece on top of here. So I just distressed it, and I just, you know, tore some bits off, and because I kind of like that distressed kind of a look. And then I just used a combination of the walnut stain and the Dusty Concord distressing on the edges, and then I just used my score tape, which is what I'm using for the entire project. This stuff is amazing. I'll just put up here so if you want to pause the video and write this down. This stuff is amazing, and there's various websites that have great sales on them all the time. So anyway, so this is on there now, and I went ahead and already covered up the foam core board with the burlap piece, and I got that on there like I wanted it to be. It's sticking just fine. I just went, you know, pretty heavy on the back side. They do sell the score tape in wider widths. This just happens to be the widest I have left in my stash. I have like a big container of it because I love this stuff. So I just have it really heavily stuck on the back there, and then I'll peel it off, and then I'll have to stand up so I can make sure I'm centered, and then I'm going to put this on. So just to kind of give you an idea of the base of this, is it's going to be peeking off just a little bit in the top. The bigger part I was really concerned about was just kind of having a little bit on the side, because I felt like there was just too much shiny metal between the edge of the burlap piece and the edge of the metal hanging itself. It was just too much for me. I didn't like it, so I wanted to have a little bit of something, and this totally goes with the color palette she's asking me to use. So I think it looks pretty cool. So what I'm going to do next is go ahead and just stick this down. Nothing too exciting, just peel the backing off and then center this, and then I'm going to be doing the fun part, which is adding all of the different flowers. I forgot to show these in the first of the video, along with all the different you know, flowers and bits and elements there, and a combination of all the different trims and everything. So I will be back when I have a little bit more done. Just wanted to check in. Hi ladies, I'm back, and to be honest with you, I do not remember where I left off. Yes, I could review the footage from before, but I kind of need to get this project done since it's for a client of mine. So as you've already seen on my YouTube channel, I had a couple clips from my phone where we were in Florida. So I started this before that trip, and then all I had to do was glue one more element on, which I did when we got back. So that's why I don't remember where I left off. So I apologize for that. So this is the completed project, and you can see here, the reason I added this, I didn't even think about this until the after, it's kind of like an afterthought. I just didn't like how shiny it was. It was just too much for me. So even though this isn't for me, I want it to look, you know, I want to be happy with it before I send it out. So I just put a piece of the burlap, which is that same stuff here, just a little scrap of it, down on to the metal. Just use some score tape in the corners just to kind of secure it, and then a little bit more in the center. And then you can see that I just took, made a little flower cluster of all the different flowers and the little bits and bobs that I shared with you the first video. I'll point out the new things I added, which is this little love clip here. It's a stick pin. I think it's from Little Yellow Bicycle, I think. And then here's a little butterfly. That is just from my stash. I don't remember where I got that. And then this is from Hobby Lobby, or excuse me, Michael's, in their $1.50 spot section, little crown there. Sorry, you can see the reflection of my camera. And then this is from one of the wood. This is like a wood strip. I think it's from Making Memories. I don't even remember. I've had this, no kidding, for probably 10-15 years. And I thought, well, I'm going to finally break into that pack. And I used some of the trim. This is from Walmart that I shared in the beginning, as well as this little bit here. Here's some Mayart's trim right there. Let me get my little pointer, actually. And these little pearls right here, these are from that strand of pearls that I got in the clearance rack at Michael's. And then I have just some silver trim. I have no idea where this came from. I think it was wrapped around something I received, and I just used it because I do that. Here's some Threadgold Jam crinkle ribbon, and then I have some little bits of, this is from Mayart's as well. These are from Mon Ami Gabby, the little leaves, as well as this flower here, and I think this one are from Mon Ami Gabby. I purchased those quite a while back, so don't really remember. I took the packaging out. And these are just some little clothespins that I picked up at Walmart. I believe I shared those in the beginning as well. I just stamped one of my I don't even have it in here to share with you, but it's just one of my background kind of texture stamps. It's the music sheet. I thought that would kind of give the clothespins a really fun kind of look. And then I only did one side. That way, if she doesn't want or doesn't like the music, then she can just flip these over and then they can just be plain. And of course, she can alter these if she chooses to, just by taking a colored Sharpie or something if she wants. I don't know what she's going to decide to do. So there's that. And I did end up putting some cardstock from the DCWV lavender stack on the background. Again, it was just too much of the shiny. It just kind of bothered me a little bit. But this was the perfect size. So, and I needed to stay within a certain price point for her, for her budget. So, you know, if you're interested in me making something like this or curious about how much I charge for something of this, like this particular level with this much product on it, please go ahead and send me a private message or send me an email to scrapandabby@gmail.com, and I'm more than happy to talk about pricing on things with you ladies. And I did a video clip, I'm pretty sure. I'm so terrible. It's been about 2 weeks since I started this, and I'm trying to remember what I did, but I'm fairly certain I showed you in the video what I used to wrap around this, and then I just put some white cardstock over it because I didn't want the brown of the foam core that I was using, or excuse me, I didn't want the white foam core to show through the burlap, so I just stuck a piece of brown cardstock underneath it, so now it just looks brown. And then she's also able to use some push pins, which I have over here to the side. I'm going to give these to her in a separate little sack. I just used some of the ones that I have. These are from prior hauls. As well as these two here. These are wood. They're plain. Thought those were kind of fun. And then I threw in some of my purple ones that I got from the Dollar Tree. And then I have a couple other elements I'll share with you in a moment. But I just wanted to mention the push pin option in case, before I forget, if I did forget. So if she doesn't want to use the clothespins, she can just use push pins and it pokes right in there just fine. I tested it. These are 2 altered clothespins that I made prior, and I wanted to include these for her just kind of as an extra. I didn't really charge her for these because these are extra that I made before, and I just wanted to share these with her. She is a classmate. I've known her since we were in grade school, so she's a longtime friend, and it's just, I like to kind of throw in some extra goodies when I'm making things for people too. So, and there's that one as well, and she can use these if she wants to, and I have another element for those I'll share in a moment. And then down here is just the same. So I only made it to where there was 3 it's kind of hard to show this, it's kind of big, but I only made it to where there's 3 lines. I don't know what size of picture she's going to be showing, but I wanted to leave her enough room so she could maybe clip like clothespin some smaller, like the Instamax or Instagram photos if she wants to. She could put larger school photos here, and then down here she could even clip like little notes or something from her daughters if she wants to do that. And then the bottom is, I just use one of my random rub-ons that I've had in my stash just to kind of give this a little bit of something on that side, a little bit of texture. And then over here, this is some trim I purchased from a gal off YouTube, SM Scrapper, Sharon Scrapper, like, I don't know, a couple years ago, and so I just use a little bit just to kind of add a little bit of texture to this as well. Just to, I'm not a real big fan of the shiny metal like that, so I kind of wanted to make it a little bit softer, if that makes sense. This is a Recollections, or excuse me, Prima piece that I will show you. I did put a picture on my Instagram of how I did this, showing the markers, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, be sure to do that. It's Scrap and Abby, that's where I'm at, everywhere, email, website, all that, blog, everything. So there's that. I just kind of, I don't color. I mean, I'm trying, please be kind when you look at this little bird because it was white. I mean, I don't claim to be an artist or anything like that where I color, but I thought it was pretty cute. And I wanted this to be kind of the colors that she was going for this project. There is a little lip right here, and I decided not to really put anything down here. That way, if she wants to, I'm just going to grab a random pen here. So if for some reason she decides she wants to stick a pen or something, you know, in there, she can still do that if she wants to or whatever. I just left that option open for her. And then I just distress the edge of that paper like my Abby style. I love it when it's torn, and I use a couple different inks, which I'll share with you in just a moment. So I went and set this down. Oopsie. And I left the original burlap trim that's on here for the tie. I was going to replace it, but I thought I'll just keep it. And then if, you know, if she decides she wants me to replace it with something different, I can do that really quickly. So this is going to be really glary, so I'm going to try to go to the side here. But I do want to show that I do always sign my stuff when I make my own designs in a custom project for somebody. I just kind of started doing that. Well, not really. I've been doing it for a while, but I did that in the back. And I think it's really cute, too. If you look at that, how this hangs off the bottom, I think that's really adorable. This is going in a cubicle, so it won't be, you know, like shown on the other side or anything. That's why I felt comfortable putting my name there, because I know it's going to go against a wall. So aside from the push pins that I already shared with you, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. I want to show you what other elements I added for her so she could have some options. I really like doing that. My favorite crafting thing to do is to make custom projects for people. It doesn't matter if it's a card, if it's something for an office cubicle like what this is for, an altered box. It doesn't matter what it is. I love making custom projects. That's my most favorite thing to do. So and I like to give a bunch of different options too, so they can you know, use them in different ways if they need to. So I've already put these away, unfortunately, but I've hauled these before. These are just those little Velcro dots from the Dollar Tree. What I did is I cut 2 sets in half, and the reason I did that is so she could put these on the back of these larger clothespins if she wanted to. Then she could put one half here and one half there, and you know, and if she doesn't want to use them, she can use them for something different, or she can toss them. It's up to her. So I just went ahead and cut them in half for her already, just to make sure that everything was kind of ready to go. That way she didn't feel like she was paying for something, but yet she still had to do some stuff, even though cutting these in half isn't a big deal. I just like to have everything ready to go. And then I also purchased, I have the packaging right here. These are the Command damage-free hanging strips. These are fantastic. I've put some pretty heavy-duty projects on these strips before, and they work perfectly. And the fact that they will not damage her cubicle, so if she changes location or something like that, she can easily take it off. I'm going to include a couple sets, but I only have one set out here right now. So I just gave her one, so she could put one on each side. But again, I'm going to include a total of 4. That way she can, you know, use them again if she relocates, or if she feels she wants to put one on each corner. So that's kind of up to her. And then just to put it in something kind of cute, I'm going to stamp this little sack. I haven't done it yet, but I'll get to that in a moment. It's just a little craft, you know, white. It's not a craft color stack, but it's like a crafting type of sack, is what I'm trying to say. And it's just a little sack, and I'm just going to kind of stamp, you know, thank you or something like that on there, something really cute. In purple, of course, because that's me. And just to kind of share with you the items I used, I'll kind of zoom out a little bit. So being part of the Mona Me Gabby design team, I really wanted to try out the adhesive because I have not purchased that before. So Marina sent this to me as part of my design team project, and or design team, excuse me, package. So I used that adhesive line to hold this little resin bird on the bottom, and it's on there really good. I mean, unless you like try to, you know, grab it to break your fall or something, of course it's going to come off, but it's on there pretty good. So I'm really happy with that. I think that it's working really well. I use score tape for this part, and for all the taping on the back, which you'll see in the video, because I have my design team package stuff goodies in a separate location outside of my craft room. So I didn't think about it, or else I would have grabbed this for the entire project. So just to explain why I didn't use that. And just to kind of recap briefly, for the inks, I used the Dusty Concord and the Walnut Stain from Tim Holtz, kind of my staples. This is the plain resin bird. That's what it looked like before I used all the different distress markers on it. And it came from this little pack here. I ordered one of the Prima Warehouse box kits, I don't know, a year or 2 ago, and this is what it came on. So I had a couple of these that came in my box. So I used one of those. And then as far as the distress markers, again, make sure you follow me on Instagram if you don't already, because then you're going to be able to see all kinds of sneak peeks and whatnot. But I showed all the different markers. I used Vintage Photo, the peeled paint, and I didn't use these in any particular order. I just kind of started with my darkest, I guess, first, and then kind of went in with my light. There's the Walnut Stain. And then I used Dusty Concord. And then the last one is the Milled Lavender. So I know these are a water-based marker, so obviously, like, you know, if this was going to be outside, or, you know, I don't think she's going to be squirting and spraying water her office desk, so I'm not really worried about the fact that I didn't use like a permanent ink marker or type of coloring on the bird itself, because, you know, it's going to be in her office. So and I've rubbed my fingers over this. This has been, you know, on here for a couple days, and nothing's coming off. It doesn't come off my fingers or anything, and nothing's fading. So I'm, you know, I'm fairly comfortable. Actually, I'm pretty comfortable with using those markers in that one. So not a big deal. And I think that's everything I wanted to share with you. So some of the glue, besides, or excuse me, the adhesive, besides the Mona Me Gabby and the score tape, I did use my Beacon 3-in-1, which is my all-time favorite liquid glue to use, especially when I'm doing and building my different flower clusters like that, because I love things super chunky, and it just works out perfectly. And I fibbed to you. I just found the package. It's right here. These are the fastener dots from the Dollar Tree, so these work great. And then these are the little clothespins that I bought from Walmart. They're kind of in between. They're not the normal regular size, and they're not the little micro mini size, so I thought this was a good size to use for that project for her. Oh, and I found another, I actually used this pine needles too. I'm not sure if I showed that. It kind of rolled off to the side. So there's that. And that is everything, I think, ladies. So let me know if you have any questions about what I did or any parts of the video. Again, I'm pretty horrible at trying to do, and I mean this in the sense of remembering to stop and film is what I mean by that, because when I really get into the project, I just like totally zone out, and I sometimes forget to turn the camera back on. So I really apologize that I probably did not include some of the process or the construction of this like you ladies probably wanted to see. So please forgive me for that. I will make a better effort to, when I make it a project, to, you know, do better, to try better when I'm doing process videos. I really was kind of on a time crunch because this is a you know, a project for a client, plus the fact that we were gone for a week in Florida. So I really kind of need just to get this done, but in the future I have it already mapped out in my crafty calendar and planner to be doing some more projects like this that are just kind of for me or just for fun, so there's not any time crunch. So I'm just kind of trying to show this to you again as I'm kind of gabbing. So that is it. So let me know if you have any questions about how I did this, or if you've altered these types of things before. This base, I'm not sure if I told you, this is from Target in the $3 spot. So always look in those kind of locations, even if it's not the, even though the item is not going to be what the end result is supposed to be, you can alter it. That's what's so great about crafting. This was a chalkboard, if you remember from the very beginning, which I completely covered because she wanted a push pin type of board and the option of being able to clip photos on, and she loves burlap, and then the color palette. So this was really fun to kind of build upon that. So check out, you know, Target dollar spot. You can check your big lots, your Dollar Trees, Dollar Generals. You can check out your thrift shops, garage sales, things like that to find the base, and then you kind of build up to it, to what you want the project to be. So that's it. So thanks, ladies, so much. Happy crafting, happy planning, happy scrapping, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi ladies, you thought you were rid of me, didn't you? Okay, so I want to go ahead and come back on here and share with you really quickly how I just dressed up the little white sack that I shared with you that is going to contain, where'd they go? Oh, right here. Good grief, Abby. The different push pins and the command strips, and then the little Velcro dot things from the Dollar Tree. So what I did, this is actually left over from my wedding. We're going to be celebrating 7 years. This is what I bought from Craft Warehouse in Salem, Oregon, where I don't live in Salem, but it's, you know, about a half hour, 45 minutes for me. So this is some leftover because I'm one of those kinds of people that whenever I buy something, especially for a wedding or some type of a shower or whatever, I buy a little bit extra because I have this inner fear that I'm not gonna have enough of it. Clearly I did, because I've got a few of these rolls left. So anyway, just wanted to use a little bit of that because it's purple and that's kind of my signature color. So the stamp I used is gosh, I don't know where this is from. Let's see. Says Rubber Stampede. So that's the, you can pause it if you want to write that down or look at it, I guess. I don't even know where I got this. I buy lots of things from yard sales and you know, different Facebook shops and that kind of thing. So, or Facebook sell groups. And then this is what I got from Michael's, I believe. Just a simple thank you. The ink I used was the Tim Holtz Dusty Concord, and then this is the sack. So I just use that, just real super simple. This is just kind of a fun way to decorate something when you're, especially when you're giving something to a paying client, just to kind of make it a little bit more professional. So the tag is just a chipboard tag. It had an arrow on it, but I cut that off because I didn't want, you know, the arrow pointing for this particular use. And that I purchased from Pick Your Plum. You can search my YouTube channel for anything called Pick Your Plum. They are a fantastic website with some great daily deals. So that's how it looks. Just tied that on, and I thought this made this dress up, this, you know, paper sack really super cute. It's really simple, took like not even a minute to do everything. So just wanted to share that with you in case you're curious how I was going to do that, and just kind of a little tip as how you can really dress up something super simple to give a gift to somebody. So thanks again, ladies. For real, I'm leaving you this time. I'll see you soon. Bye.